All right, so we're going, and I saw the question just now. Is there yeeting yet? And that's the first big announcement I'm happy to make, and that yes, there is yeeting. But yeah, there is yeeting. Always just gotta find some bibbits. Where are they when you need them? Okay. Even you can yeet them in slow-mo. Yeet! All works. So I hope you're happy. That's all I have for you today. So
Psych!
No, seriously, the last week haven't been that productive, but I'm glad I managed to do at least that. So but yeah, now that the quarantine is up and all that, I'll probably have a lot more free time, and I'm already starting to get on track and have a regular schedule to work on the bibbits and such. So yeah, it's gonna be far better. By the way, you see this birthday hat? I just made it because well, quarantine. I can't go out, so I had to make my own. Luckily, I had these laying around, so that was at least that. But yeah, so, and don't worry, this is apple juice also. So I guess we can get started with the AMA right away. Yeah, let's start by Reddit because there was very few. Because there's not enough people on Reddit, so I think I have 2 questions. Okay. So, how far has this project advanced your skills? I know before you said having a sim and a bibbit was very hard, but you have done it. What others awesome stuff have you achieved under the hood that isn't visible to users? Well, I would say that well, first of all, I've learned a lot, especially in C#. My talents were very like null at the start, but now I'm doing web development and things like that use C#. Oh well, that's what I get for building something that crappy, but was fun while it lasted. So yeah. So what awesome stuff have you achieved? Well, the energy system is very not that apparent, but it was a lot of work going from the previous system to a completely circular system that recycle all the energy and the waste and all that. That was super hard, and I learned a lot doing that. It was a lot of fun also, but yeah, it's nothing of that is apparent in the game itself. Okay, so that's it for the Reddit questions. That was fast, but don't go yourself on Reddit and subscribe right now. Okay, so let's go. What inspired this project? Was it a game like Spore, a YouTuber like Carrick? Yeah, Spore definitely was a big, incredibly big inspiration, obviously, because I played that when I was younger, a teenager, and it just captured my imagination. And of course, you can see that the bibbits are pretty much inspired by the cell stage of Spore. So yeah, obviously, Carrie Cage is very fun to watch, but he's been hiding recently. Will this project ever be available on Steam? Yeah, that would be the idea. I would very much like post it on Steam eventually, but first I gotta make sure that it's ready for Steam. It's not like right now I'm not satisfied with the state of the game, so I gotta make sure that it's ready for there. I want probably with procedural sprites it's gonna be uploaded because I feel like that's gonna be a full experience and a lot more user friendly. So yeah, we'll see. How long do you think it'll be developed? Well, as long as I can. It's a very like close to my art. That project is my life pretty much. So yeah, as long as I can. At the beginning of your project, what was your goal? Well, pretty much I saw, I think, a simulation online. I don't remember what it was, but it was on YouTube and it was an example of simulation like that, and it just made me want to do my own. So yeah, at that point it was just for fun pretty much, and I'm happy I did it. Will there ever be slowly changing biomes so that the Bibit's evolution never stale? Well, my idea is that the biome would eventually be incorporated in a way that there's like fields of vectors that represent heat and humidity and nutrients and things like that define the biomes, instead of Minecraft having like fixed biomes and things like that, having dynamic biomes that just arise because of the condition there. So if the bibits then have the capacity to impact those biomes, then the biomes change by themselves. So I guess the answer would be yeah. Oh yeah, auto-saving, if you didn't know, now you can save the game. Oh yeah, that's a pretty big feature also, but yeah. Yeah, you can save the game now. Forgot to mention that, but we'll talk about that later. Where do you see the project in 1 year time? Well, I hope in 1 year it's gonna be on Steam, at least, and there's gonna be like procedural sprites and biomes. I feel that should be like a good threshold. Or yeah. What about 5 years? 5 years. I would like to have a big community around it, pretty much like right now, but having a website where you could share your bibits, create your own bibits, and just maybe like even like a multiple simulation space that's simulated between different computers and is running in real time on the web. That would be a very nice experience, but yeah, I don't know. Apart from that, how do you find time, energy, and or motivation to work on the project alongside any other life commitments you have? Any tips? Well, I would say that the best way I've come across so far is dedicating time to it. So having a set period of your day that you know and you plan that you're gonna work on something helps a lot. As an example, for my quarantine, I've designed my own. It's in French, but I've designed my own pretty much schedule, which I get up at 7, do sports, drink water, and then I get to work pretty much all day right now. But of course, I have multiple projects, but still, I would say that commit to it and dedicate time for you to work on it, and it will come by itself. I would like to know this. What was your reason behind making this, and where do you want it to go? By the way, I really love your stuff. Been here since the first month. Hey, thanks, Alan. At first, it was very much just for fun. It still is very fun, but now it's also the fact that so many people like it. It's very motivating. Where do you want it to go? As far as it can, honestly. There's still a lot more to do, and all the community is far from lacking any type of ideas, or there's so many ideas around that I'm gonna be occupied for a long time. Add lifespan to Bibits. Yeah, that has to come. It's in the, I don't know if you know, but there is a Trello where we keep track of everything that has to come, and everything we're working on, or we're at least planning on working on at some point, and lifespan is already in there. Okay, I noticed the bottom left. Yeah, those are for saving the world and loading a world and spawning Bibits. Can show you that as an example now. You can place well, you can load Bibits, so you can share Bibits with one another. That's pretty cool. I could there's The Unfrozen sent me a Bibit earlier, which was his favorite Bibit. When I tried them, they were super intelligent, but they were also like very strong. So they dominate the field and they produce blue pheromones. They're also completely black, which is nice. Do you plan on adding a Bibit creator editor? Yeah, absolutely. Technically, it's scheduled for. It's scheduled for 1.3, which is this next update. Although it's getting pretty crowded, and I'd like to release it soon. Will procedural sprites be genetic? Of course. The goal is to have them be completely generated from the genes. Of course, there's going to be like some random components, so that even two Bibits with the same genes may look different. But the goal will be that we could at least infer some of the Bibit's genes from its procedural sprites. Let's say it's at least its diet, its defense, attack, pheromone sensing, and things like that. Will you add anomalies, illness, or pheromones? That would be cool, in the sense that I asked on both Twitter and YouTube if it would make sense to try my pass at making a illness video where Bibits could catch diseases and viruses and things like that. And I think I will do it. I don't know how much time I'll have to, because it's always like working on most important features versus working on cool stuff like that to make a video. So are we ever going to be able to manipulate the world as it goes, like delete food in certain areas? Yeah, with you saw the Bibit paint tool, kind of. My idea would that it would integrate also food and eggs, and like just in the same way you could delete eggs, delete Bibits, food, and all that, so that you could have more control over your simulation. Will social creatures ever be possible like ants? Well, they kinda are right now. Like, you see those pheromones, they can evolve to use those pheromones to to incite actions into others. Right now, well, it's hard to see, but yeah, technically they're doing something. It's just the way the brains are right now, it's too complicated. It's hard to say, but to see. But yeah, when they sense pheromones, they're doing something. So it has some kind of impact. Another things would be matching speed with oh my god, matching speed with members of the same species, or something like that, or with others Bibits around. So yeah, that's going to be possible in some way. That would be pretty easy to do, actually. But yeah, what's your plan for 1.4 and then 1.5? 1.4 is going to be procedural sprites. I'm gonna have some fun working on that and having like genes influence their appearance and their sprite factor here. Maybe also sexual reproduction and speciation. Depends a lot on how fast I manage to get the procedural sprites going. But yeah. 1.5 is going to be about biomes and evolving plants. So having plants that generates pellets, that would be very fun and incredible. So if I manage to get that in 1.5, I would be happy. Savannah says, that said, if disease could evolve, I'd still be into it. Yeah, that. In fact, in my head, I would even have disease have kind of like neural networks. The same kind of neural networks as they have, but of course different inputs and outputs. Outputs would be like more mortality rate and infection rate and symptom, how much symptoms are you causing and things like that. Hey, so I don't know if you have already done this or something, but I see that you're in the Unity engine. So do you think you will ever make this all use Unity dots? That's the idea, because you get that. Right now it's pretty expensive to run, just like that's a pretty big simulation. There's bits all around and they all are all doing things, and that's not so bad because it's in but you can see that the frame rate can go up very fast. So yeah, dots would be amazing. It's still very early, so I'm not ready to commit to it, like go all in, but we're starting to work on it and see what's possible, and at least play it with the idea, because it's going to be super powerful and will allow us to have like 5 times bigger simulation size and things like that. How soon do you think 1.3 will be out? I would say, well, it's always hard to say, because it's how much time people are willing to help. And with the situation now, I get a lot of more free time, because yeah, I've been laid off. Pretty much all my company has been closing all their the branches and all that. So pretty much all of the engineering department has been laid off. So I'm out of work for some time, at least the crisis of the corona calm down. So I have a lot of free time to work on this, obviously, but for some of my collaborators, it's a little more complicated than that, and they have a lot going on because of that. So you haven't shown the bibits and egg selection. Oh right, yeah. Well, I just did, but yeah. If you press R right now, selects a random bibit. That's cool. I think O is oldest bibit. That's the oldest bibit right now. What else was there? Yeah, E is a random egg. Is there any way to adjust how the simulation favors certain strategies? Yeah, right now you can change the size of pallets. You can change the there's a few things like that. In fact, you can go see in the menu what you have access to. You can disable meat rotting. You can rotting delay. The drag coefficient would mean that they, like the mass, all that change the parameters and the equilibrium quite a lot. Like how fast they go, how much backward push fraction. Oh, that's how inefficient they are when they go backward and things like that. Yeah, all that are pretty. It's kind of like an equilibrium. Default move cost, default metabolism cost. you can put that to like 0.01. Now they don't use energy if they don't move, or pretty. So you can see that the results are going, the equilibrium and all that are going to be very different. They would be favored to go slower and things like that. Could Bivets eventually evolve agriculture? Right now, no, but technically, my goal with the agriculture, I mean, evolving plants would be that it could be the case. Technically, if the Bivets can influence and move plants and stuff like that, it would be cool. Will there be something similar to the Void after biomes? Because otherwise Bibit would just go forward, would end up dying, as they would always be going through things. Yeah, biomes would still need to be contained to some area. Like right now, like it shouldn't go too far off. Yeah, you know, because if it's infinite, then the load would be infinite, and it would be heavy on the computer. To give you an incentive to join the Reddit, we're gonna review some of the memes and the art and all that were on there. All right. That was one of the first meme that really picked up. In fact, it's the one on all the subreddits. It's the one with the most upvotes ever, I think. If I go top ever, yeah, that's the one with the most upvote. Oh no, that's not the one, but yeah, it's the second most. And people on the Reddit share like amazing art. They do like incredible stuff, and it's just crazy seeing like oh, that's the most upvoted meme ever, and it's pretty relatable. And that's what I was saying. People on the Reddit share so like incredible art, and it's just very nice having people that care that much about the simulation, that they start making their own content. And yeah, of course you don't know, it doesn't post on the Reddit, but Pigeon, he's one of the Patreon supporters, and he's often posting like small comics like that, yeah, and they're always like super cute. I should maybe upload all of them on the Reddit just so you could see them too, because it's always like super funny, and always like we're discussing a bug, and while we're talking about the bug with the community, Pigeon is gonna make like a meme kind of or a comic about the bug and things like that. Oh yeah, that's one crazy like when I was talking about plants, one person like did an awesome job, like just that crazy art that just, it's crazy to me that someone this good would produce something just crazy. So yeah, that, I don't know if you follow if you go back a while in the subreddit, in fact, even if you play the game on itch.io right now, there's the Immortals that has been fixed since then, but back then it was pretty much a laughing stock that people were like making so much fun of it, that Bibbits would grow to be super large, like 100 times larger than other Bibbits, and have no life and be immortal, things like that. That's again from Pigeon. Yeah, that too. When we were discussing the reproduction systems and things like that, that's another Immortals. Yeah, they are so big for no reason. I just know that we fixed something, and then they stopped appearing, but it wasn't obvious why they were appearing in the first place. Yeah, and that's the first comic he ever did, I think. Yeah, if I remember well, yeah, that's the first comic he ever did, about the void of despair, of the void of disappointment. Yes, and how they always get out of the void. That's one user, BBGast, on the subreddit, which is often posting his ideas, and that was a pretty cool one of having flexible bibits that could evolve singular pixels, each having function. It's a pretty interesting concept. Yeah, that's the meme that got the most. Is it? Yeah, okay, this is the one that got the most. Yeah, 107 likes. That was posted from Brax. But yeah, you see, so that's what you've been missing all that time from on the subreddit. So you should probably join right now. And it was very fun talking with all of you, and I hope to another year of Bibits and an awesome community. So didn't well. So have fun and have a good night.